Welcome to Subramani. Please hit the bell icon. Please subscribe if you have not yet subscribed. So I'm doing a lecture for a mutual fund for their fresh people who are joining. So one of the topics which I'm going to do, not that they are asking me to do, is to say to create wealth, you have to first create a wealth creating mindset, right? So I sat and checked it to, I've written about this earlier, and so I had to search and find out and said what is it to adopt a wealth creating mindset, and what you have to do, because creating a wealth creating mindset is something which you have to take steps. You can't just say I have a wealth creating mindset. It doesn't happen. So first of all, adopt a growth mindset. Believe that you are staying in a country which will grow at a good pace. The basic infrastructure is in place. A lot of things still need to be done. A lot of things are in place. So for somebody like us who have been watching for the last 40-50 years, we've seen tremendous amount of improvement. But if you're 25 years of age, you will think this is bound to happen, right? Why is getting your income tax refund in 15 days a big achievement? It used to have, because it used to take years. To book a ticket, we had to do a lot more painful effort than just click a button. Today we are all benefiting, and we have seen the change. You have not seen the change. You have accepted as it is, and you think it can only improve. We knew how bad it was and how much it has improved. So first, get yourself a growth mindset, saying yes, this country will grow, this company will grow, I will grow, my wealth will grow. Have that growth mindset, and understand that wealth is not a fixed thing. It has to be created, right? Adam Smith. Right, so you get into that wealth creation mindset. Study successful investors. I mean, Warren Buffett is definitely one good example, not only because he's a good fund manager, but he talks a lot and he's created a lot of literature. There may be others who have also done well in investing, but they don't talk about it. So whether it is reading a Phil Fisher, Warren Buffett, or our own Parag Parekh and stuff like that, chances are you will get to know how those people work. Or Elon Musk. Don't get biased about even Donald Trump. He's done something in life. So read about them, and that's one good way to start. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It's a very good book towards attitude. It's not a book about money, right? Or The Millionaire Next Door, saying, well, if you are a big brand, you don't need to wear branded clothes, right? Some of our big fund managers are so good. Nobody comes to watch what shirt they're wearing and what pen they're carrying and what watch they're carrying. They're themselves brands. So get into that attitude towards wealth, and obviously have a growth mindset. Set clear goals as to what you want. It is very difficult to set a lot of goals when you're young, because you don't know how much money to attribute. If you're 23 years old, how are you going to know what is the retirement corpus you need? But you don't need to know the exact amount. You just need to know it's a big amount of money, and you need to keep that ready for your retirement. Maybe you want to retire at 50, maybe at 52, at 55. That doesn't matter. But you know, a big chunk of your savings should go towards financial independence. You may or may not retire. You may start off something on your own, but when you have clear goals, very specific, measurable objectives, like they say SMART, specific, measurable, actionable, and it has to be reasonable, and it has to be tracked, right? So all these things makes a SMART goal. I want to save 1 crore by this age. I want to save 10 crores by this age. I will invest 50% of what I'm earning. I will invest 40% of what I'm earning. Do that, and then track whether you're doing it. Don't say, oh, this month was bad, I went for a party. This month was bad, I bought a phone. Doesn't matter. If you have decided that you can save 90%, which you can, because you're 22 years staying with your parents, maybe you can invest 90% of what you're saving, what you're earning, simply because you have the capacity to take risk, because you've got a long duration ahead of you, and you're not paying rent, you're not paying for food, you're staying with your parents. So this is the best time for you to save and invest, right? So do that. Prioritize financial education. Don't just think that money and money management skills come to you. They don't. Money comes to you, and then you have to seek and get money management skills. There are websites. There is subramani.com. I have spoken, and I have done many videos on wealth creation. So wealth creation mindset starts with learning about money, and knowing that even a small SIP of 500 rupees started at the age of 18 or 19 out of your pocket money, then increasing into 5,000, 10,000, 50,000, 5 lakhs, whatever. Slowly you can do that, right? So, and I know people who are doing 5 lakh rupee SIPs or 2 SIPs of 5 lakhs. There are people doing that, earning well and doing SIPs, right? Prioritize financial education so that you know, I mean, there are free resources like Investopedia where you can go and learn, and there are shows which are available, there are credible channels which are available, there are credible Twitter handles which are available, so go and learn there. Embrace delayed gratification. You would have heard stories like the example where children were given some sweets and they were asked to wait, right? So, okay, the example is very simple. You are given a sweet and you are told that if you wait for 10 minutes, you will get 1 more, or you will get 2 more, or you will get 5 more, whatever. So, some of the kids could wait, some of the kids could not wait. The challenge here is taking your mind off. So, investing is not a full-time activity. So, if you do investing as a full-time activity, chances are you will monkey around. But while investing, along with investing, you have to do your fun things like photography or all that kind of stuff, so that you take your mind off. Investing is not a full-time activity, it's a part-time activity. Yes, you can read reports and all that, but that is part of the process, right? If you are constantly going to look at the markets, chances are that you will monkey around. So embrace delayed gratification. You don't have to do everything now. I should invest now. No, every company gives you enough time to invest slowly, right? No company, I mean, 2020 the share price of Indigo was 800. Today it is I think about 6,000, right? So 800 to 6,000 is the movement in Indigo sometime in I'm talking in July 2025. So it gave you a lot of chance. You could have bought it 800, 900, 1,000, 2,005 or 1,000, 5,000. It gave you a lot of chance. So it's not that today if you don't buy Indigo, tomorrow you won't be able to buy. No, there is no such thing. Enjoy delayed gratification, whether it is for an expense or whether it is for an investing. There is no great tearing hurry. Life goes on slowly. So invest slowly. I'm not saying don't invest. Invest slowly, but you will always get a chance. Don't accept deadlines like, oh, 31st March se pehle you have to invest, or the scheme from this insurance company is closing. Don't bother. Insurance doesn't create wealth, it protects. So there is no great hurry. Do it, but don't allow somebody to pressurize you. Right? So the chances of getting a good advisor and paying him fees is much better than saying I don't need any advice, and people making such a big mess of their investments. Initially you need an advisor. After you learn, you don't need an advisor. So you need an advisor maybe for 5 years. A good advisor will teach you, and then maybe get out, and maybe then you pay him or her a fee, treat him or her like an RIA, because you also have big amounts of money. When you're earning 5,000 rupees, it doesn't really matter whether you are doing it through an RIA, doing it yourself, or using an advisor. It doesn't matter. Only when your corpus becomes big, it matters. Build multiple income streams. That is also important, because if you're rich if you have one big income from where you're living, but if you use that money that you're earning to create more streams of income, maybe you buy a house and give it on rent, maybe you're just accumulating money in an SIP, knowing fully well that if you withdraw, you can afford to withdraw 1 lakh rupees per month, which is your expenses, right? So building your corpus, whatever. So building multiple streams of income is leveraging, right? Manage risk wisely. So make sure that you have adequate term insurance, make sure you have adequate education, so in case you leave your you lose your job, you'll get another job. Work in a country where it is safe to work, right? So whether you're working in USA, Dubai or Hong Kong or Singapore or India, make sure that politically you're not get into some trouble and say, oh, I just made one remark in the on Twitter or on Facebook or something and they are deporting me. Look out for these kind of amazingly stupid risks which people take and ruin their career, right? If you are in Madhya Pradesh or if you are in UP, Uttar Pradesh, chances are if your kids got to do wrong things, chances are you lose your house. So those are risks. I mean, some of the simple risks which you understand is early death, is you get term insurance, falling ill, you get critical illness insurance, you need medical insurance, all that you need. But apart from that, make sure you take care of your health, you take care of your education, financial education, all that. Those are all risk mitigating techniques. Insurance is just a last step, but you have to do all these risk mitigation techniques. Surround yourself with like-minded people. Make sure that when you sit and talk, you talk about the wealth creation process, how it is to be done, etc., and not just doing some time pass activities. I'm not saying don't do time pass activities. I'm saying along with that, like if friends meet, you say one topic we will talk about is how to create 1 crore by the time you're 28. 1 crore in terms of savings could mean about 70-80 lakhs. So how to create that could be a good topic for discussion. You could talk about it with friends and be with friends who understand this process and why you're doing it, because it's good for them also. Obviously, very important, stay disciplined and understand that wealth builds over a period of time. To take your statement, sit with your parents. If they are maybe in their 60s, if you're in your 20s, chances are they'll be in their 50s, right? So sit with them, explain to them how SIP works, why over 5-year period you can still underperform PPF, but in the 6th year you will just double your money because the market went up like this, right? So, and these are all things which you should know and understand, so that tomorrow when the market falls, your parents don't come and say, oh, market fell. Then you say, oh, remember 2 years back we got 72% return and this year we got -5. That's perfectly all right. Take something from that 72 and put it here in your mind, and you're happy, right? Then cultivate resilience to market downs, turns or setbacks. So sit with friends and discuss how are you going to handle the next 30% fall or 35% fall. Market is going to fall. We do not know when. So once you talk about all that, talk to your parents about it, saying, look, I may be looking very smart. My 20 lakh investment is looking like 35 lakhs, but dad, mom, please understand that this may not last, it could fall, but I think I've reached a stage in life that it will not go below the amount that I've invested, simply because of passage of time. So these are all things, you have to cultivate resilience, you have to talk about it to your parents, friends, etc. So reflecting on your own interest in saving and retirement planning, wealth creating mindsets, set alerts, take consistent action, right? Like maximizing your retirement contribution while balancing your cultural family obligations, right? So do all this, and this is the way to build your wealth mindset. Thank you.